What is the history of special education inclusion? Imagine a world where every child, no matter their abilities, learns side by side with their friends. That vision has shaped how we think about education today. Long ago, children with disabilities often faced exclusion from mainstream schools. Instead, they were sent to separate institutions, which sometimes meant missing out on regular social interactions. In the early 1800s, the first schools for children with disabilities opened, like the School for the Deaf in 1817 and the Perkins School for the Blind in 1829. These schools recognized that children with special needs needed tailored teaching methods. As time went on, ideas about fairness and rights grew stronger. The civil rights movement in the middle of the 20th century pushed for equal treatment for all. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled that racial segregation in schools was unconstitutional. This decision inspired similar efforts to include children with disabilities in regular classrooms. Legal changes in the 1960s and 1970s helped move inclusion forward. Laws like the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965 aimed to give disadvantaged students better access to education. Court cases such as Pennsylvania Association for Retarded Children versus Pennsylvania and Mills versus the Board of Education in 1971 confirmed that children with intellectual disabilities have the right to attend public schools and should not be excluded without proper evaluation and support. A major milestone was the Education for All Handicapped Children Act of 1975, which later became the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. This law made sure that children with disabilities received free and appropriate education in the least restrictive environment. It also introduced individualized education programs, or IEPs, which are personalized plans to help each child's specific needs, including those with genetic or hereditary conditions. In 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act expanded protections beyond schools to all parts of public life. It reinforced that children with disabilities have the right to inclusive education and reasonable accommodations. When we look at children with genetic conditions, inclusion becomes especially important. Many genetic conditions can affect learning, behavior, or physical abilities. Early genetic testing helps families and schools create tailored support plans. These plans help children participate fully in inclusive classrooms, learn alongside their peers, and build friendships. The journey of special education inclusion shows how laws and social movements have worked together to give children with disabilities the chance to learn and grow with others. It is a story of progress, rights, and the belief that every child deserves a fair shot at education.